Jez, how do you feel after the weekend? Big game in Adelaide, travel, all that sort of stuff. How's the feeling? How's the body and how's the squad?
I feel great. It's good to be back into it, having a hit out. Adelaide's only a short trip for us, so it wasn't too bad. But we got a lot out of the game as well as a group. But it's good to get a hit out of it against some quality opposition.
How are the groins up to soreness?
Yeah, no, they're all good. Yeah, it was just a bit of precautionary. Obviously, the last couple of years I haven't played enough footy that I would have liked, so we were just taking it easy and making sure I'm ready for round one. So and felt really comfortable on the weekend.
Did you, after that, I think there was 2 periods of match sim, were you getting sore during the second period, or were you only planning to play 2 and then you pulled up a bit sore? What was?
I was only planning probably to play 3 of the 4 quarters, and we just made a call at half time just to settle it down as quickly as we can, and rather than push through and get ready for Adelaide and round one. So that was the main focus, is round one.
Do you guys read much into the way the game unfolded, or did you just take it as happy for the run?
Bit of both. Like, you obviously definitely look into it and look into areas of what we've worked on over the pre-season and how Adelaide played and how we finished the game. There's a lot of other factors, obviously, in a pre-season game that's not as normal as the in-season games, with rotations and fresh players coming on and personnel rested. So we look at it probably more as a holistic game style, and mainly probably the first half of footy.
Jeremy, when you went overseas to, with the doctor over there in Qatar, did you learn anything there that helped you with that soreness you had a couple of weeks ago, or how did that sort of go for you?
Yeah, we've sort of implemented a few things around the footy club from that camp that we went on, myself, Yowie and Harry Edwards. So that helped me ease some soreness in it for sure. But I think it's helped a lot of the boys with some issues and stuff that we've had previously. So we've learned a few different little things, but a lot of it's very similar to here. Like, we've got pretty high-end guys here, and it's just more reiterating different techniques and ways to do things. So it was definitely a worthwhile trip.
The last few years, Gabby, I think the last 4 have been sort of pretty hit hard by injury. Have you lost confidence, or at times have you sort of doubted your body in that sense?
I've lost a little bit of trust in it, for sure. Yeah, like I feel like I've tried to do everything I can to play footy. That's what I'm here for, and that's what I love doing. So I put a lot of time and effort into it the last few years to try and stay out in the park. And that's the game of footy, though. Like, you can't. Yeah, there's no unwritten law that you can't get injured. You can do everything you can and still get injuries. That's just part of the game. So you lose a little bit of trust, but that's what pre-season's for, to try to gain it back and strengthen your body as well as you can. And it started with Qatar.
So going into this year, obviously that tiny bit of groinness there, but the setback, now you feel that you have got confidence back in your body to play out a full season?
I sort of have start at most pre-seasons. You build up your strength and feel as well as you can. I'm in a similar position this year. I feel great and feel really strong and ready to attack the year. But like I said, injuries happen, no matter how much work you put in sometimes. But I feel like I've done everything I can to try and stay out in that footy field as long as possible.
Just with where your fitness is at now, how does it compare to previous years?
Our fitness level very, very similar. I think the last probably 2 or 3 years, which I've mentioned before, I've been trying to just work on it. And this year was probably a bit more durability rather than fitness. I was just really focused on trying to strengthen the body holistically and try and minimise that chance of getting injured and missing games. So, like I said, I love playing footy. I want to contribute every week, and been trying to do as much as I can to do that.
In your All-Australian years, you were the footballer who didn't look like a footballer. You're starting to look like a footballer now. Is that an indication as to how much work you've put in?
A little bit. If everyone's going to judge me purely by what I look like, for sure. Yeah, then maybe. Yeah. I think it's just the way the game's adapted and the transition from, it was only 6 years ago sort of thing. The game was in a complete different spot to where it is now. So I've just tried to adjust with the game and I have taken a little bit more care and look into the durability side, like I was saying, and trying to stay as fit and healthy as possible to stay out in that footy field. If you look comparing apples for apples, I feel like I do look a little bit more like a footballer, but I don't really care what I look like. It's probably more how I'm playing.
So with the changes in the game, have you had to change the way you play? You've always been a great interceptor. can we expect you to play a little bit differently because of the way the game's been played?
Yeah, you try and play as the same as when you first got here, but you got to adjust. Like the game's different now; it's a lot faster and different rule changes. There's a lot of different things that impact, especially down back and in our position. So, yeah, I'll still try and play my, I guess, authentic way, and which is trying to intercept it when I can, but also respecting where the game's at. So yeah, don't think I'm going to change completely, but you just probably got to adapt to each game.
Guys, have you had a look at Port yet? And how they went against Fremantle and their forward line? They've got 3 or 4 big forwards, Georgianis and the young bloke coming in, Lord and that. Are you starting to focus in on them for round 1?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of a look. This week's just probably been more about us and getting ourselves right, and then early next week we'll really dig into them. But we've had a little bit of a look, and lucky enough some of the coaches were over there, got to watch their practice match as well. Obviously we're in Adelaide at the same time, so yeah, I've had a bit of a look, and they're a great side, great forward line. They got great lines everywhere, really. They're a great side, so it'll be a big challenge for us.
And Hoffy, you getting around him, and sort of because you've got Barras and you, and then the new young fella. How's that been?
Mate, it's been great. I absolutely love Hoffy. He's a ripping young kid. Talk about looking different to when he first got here, and I was in the photo get put up the other day. He looked like a toothpick, but yeah, he's filled out to a really good size at the moment. He's just developing really well, and this is just hopefully add another string to his bow. He can play on the smalls, and if he can contribute with the tall side of things, it makes him very hard to replace. So I'm pretty proud of the way he's attacked his footy since he's got here.
Jeremy, been a few disappointing years the last couple of years. What does improvement, or I dare say progression, look like this year?
Yeah, well, just improvement all round, I think, in the way that we're probably, it starts with the contest stuff, really. Starts with that contest and work rate sort of things that we've worked on throughout pre-season. We're still trying to fully find our identity on the type of team we are. We've got a fair bit of turnover the last few years, and we've got a lot of young boys coming in, so we're still trying to nut that down. But like all teams, the contest side of things and stuff off the ball is probably what we're really looking at, and ball movement, very much the same as most. So for us, it's very hard to put an actual indicator on it, but hopefully everyone can see that the improvements are there.
And you go away from win-loss and more like how many quarters we won, or what the margins have been, no more 100-point losses or 5 last year. Is that kind of the focus a bit? It's more development rather than performance?
Yeah, a little bit, but we want to win. Like, we're not going into games hoping that we win 3 quarters or a half. We want to win as much as we can, but we'll probably nut it down to that at stage. Like I think most teams do as well when they're wherever they're at. But yeah, we'll be going out there to try and win as much as we can, and we'll reflect on quarters and stuff as the year progresses. But yeah, our focus is purely on winning.
A lot of talk about ball movement, Jeremy. Will you look to take the game on a little bit more when you have the ball in your hand?
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, for sure. I think everyone's trying to get it going at the moment, which is nothing different to the rest of the competition. So yeah, I think everyone's trying to get it as aggressive as they can, with the mindset of being able to defend behind it. I think the teams that do it well have a good balance between both, and that's probably what we're trying to work to.
And your leadership, how's that evolved, given it's a young group and there's a handful of you older guys that are probably going to have to share the load of being mentors and on-field coaches?
Yeah, I've loved it. I think it's been great. I feel like I've got 3 kids. I feel like I've got 20 at the moment. They're all young lads, and they're all rippers. So yeah, I've really liked it. I've really liked the change of all the young boys coming in, and I'm more than happy to help. That's part of your role as you get older. You want to help develop these young boys and leave the club in a better place. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and I know a lot of the other senior boys have as well, and we'll do everything we can to educate them and support them as much as we can. So I'm actually excited about it.